So one thing I love about this movie is that it's the first animation that is completely led by women and mothers. So what did it mean to you to be part of really a historic film?
Yeah, it's been quite an honor and very exciting to be a part of something that not just me, but so many people behind the scenes have been able to connect to a story so deeply. And I think because of that, hopefully we've created something that feels very authentic and believable to the audience as well. It was, stories about women told by women are crucial today. And I'm so stoked that I was even, a small part of that.
Yeah, I love that. So there's this really important idea in the relationship between Lucky and her father about the tension of playing it safe, but also taking risks. And I think as parents, we can really understand that. You know, we want our kids to thrive and explore their world, but also really protect them. So talk a little bit about this tension.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, Jim and Lucky's emotional arc together became one of my favorite parts of the movie. And my co-director Enya was so crucial in relating that too. He's a father of a 12-year-old girl as well. And he evoked just such an authenticity and realism into that relationship that became something so special and sensitive. But I think, it was important to tell a story that did have those two elements of the protective role of a father, but also the emotional sensitivity enough to understand that this young woman is trying to realize who she is and what she's fully capable of, and she can't do that unless Jim lets go a little bit and trusts her.
Mhm.
And by way of that story, trust became a big theme in our story. It wasn't just in the Lucky Jim relationship, it was in the Spirit Lucky relationship. Spirit had to trust Lucky and Lucky had to trust Spirit in order for them both to find their way home. So the story between Jim and Lucky is very representative of a lot of the other themes in the film, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and the bond between Lucky and Spirit is so beautiful because there's so much healing that take place just within their friendship. And you're an avid horseback rider. So what have horses taught you about yourself and the importance of trusting people and maybe the healing that can take place within that relationship?
Oh my goodness, horses have taught me so much over the years. I've been riding since a very young age. And when you're that young, it's a lot of it is about understanding and finding that the confidence and the calmness and the bravery in order to even just walk up to one of these animals. They're 1,200 pounds and they can sometimes be very intimidating. But having access to that kind of emotion in that environment at a young age has, I think, provided me with so many tools to even be sitting here where I am today. Directing my first feature film was like walking up to a 1,200-pound animal and being confident enough to know that I could do it. So I feel like kids who have access to these emotions and these things at a very young age are set up with a pretty cool perspective in life.
Yeah, that's great. This movie is all about the importance of supporting family and loving those in front of you well. So, why do we need this message? Maybe at a time when we're coming out of a pandemic and we've been cooped up with family members or people close to us, maybe just a little bit too long.
Yeah, I mean, not even just the story itself, but the characters in this movie are hopefully telling a story of supporting each other and the sisterhood of the three girls. Jim supporting Lucky supporting Spirit and getting where he needs to go. And none of our characters are competing to get there first. They're all carrying each other and they're all lifting each other up. And that was huge for us. That was a big, big goal in telling our story.
Yeah, well, I think for young girls, especially this message of there's not that weird tension. It's we all, when one of us succeeds, we all succeed together. And that's what I love. You drove that home so well.
Thank you so much. It was important for us to relay a group of young women that all came from very different, unique perspectives and cultures in life to communicate the idea that it's because of our differences we're so special and necessary in helping each other achieve what we need to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love how every character is, they're so different. And they all have such a beautiful blend of all these different personalities. Was there a character that you really resonated with?
I like to throughout the process of the movie, I did find little pieces of all three girls in my personality and everyone on the crew. And it was a really nice process being able to sit and watch the film and have everyone in the room see little pieces of themselves up there. And I hope that's what happens in the audience too, that people come to see this movie and because they're seeing it up there, they're believing that they can achieve these things too, but at the end of the day, I'd love to think of myself as a little bit like Abigail. She's a
Yeah.
little bit, she lives in the moment. She has no fear. She can sing songs if she wants, and she doesn't care who's listening. It's an attribute I aspire to.